Welcome back to another episode of It's All Clutter, my weekly podcast about all things related to clutter. This week, we are wrapping up our 4-part video series, Decluttering to Downsize, with the final video, how to pack, move, and create supportive spaces in your new home. If you haven't seen the first 3 videos, they're linked up here. Go ahead and click on them and watch them. Planning for a downsize, decluttering for a downsize, dealing with memorabilia, and today we are all about creating supportive spaces in your new home. And I share some final thoughts at the end that I think are very relevant to this process. So without further ado, let's dive in. When you're decluttering to downsize, it's really important that the space that you're moving into feels familiar and supportive. So anything that you can do to create a safe, familiar, supportive space in your new home is going to help with the transition. This could mean putting familiar photos up on the wall, making sure that your favorite blanket is out and ready to use immediately. Anything that you can do if you're decluttering to downsize yourself or if you're helping somebody else to create a familiar space in your new home is going to help this transition tremendously. When you move into your new home, you want to optimize your storage for simplicity and safety. Make it very easy to find things and make it very safe for you to access what you own. So you might not want to store stuff really high. You might not want to store stuff very deep in a cabinet. Know your physical limitations, anticipate future physical limitations, and just set yourself up for success in your new space by making sure that everything is simple and safe. Keep important medical papers right next to the phone so that if you have to make an emergency phone call and you need to grab relevant medical history or somebody else needs to do that for you, the information is right there, easy to access, easy to read. If you only have a cell phone, put that information on the refrigerator. I know sometimes we don't even have phones in our houses anymore. So that information just should be someplace that's easy to access, where anybody who's helping you out can see it easily. Creating supportive spaces means that you have a realistic plan for routine household maintenance. I just mentioned this because it's a good conversation to have with your family. How are we going to maintain and take care of this home, apartment, or whatever the situation might be moving forward? Okay, so that's how we create supportive spaces. Now I want to share some final thoughts to wrap up this entire series. The price of anything is the amount of life that you exchange for it. Henry David Thoreau is credited with this quote, and I think that it's one of the most relevant lines I've ever heard when it comes to decluttering and organizing. The price of anything is the amount of your life that you exchange for it. If you're hanging on to something because it was expensive to purchase, I want you to instead consider the cost of the item in terms of your time. How much of your time are you devoting to taking care of, thinking about, moving, storing, maintaining this item? The true cost of anything in our life is our time. Time is a non-renewable resource. We can never get time back. Money is a renewable resource, right? You can always make more money in the future. So how much of your time are you devoting for an item? That's its true cost. Another quote that I love from Karen Kingston is, "You are the temporary custodian of everything in your life. You came into the world with nothing, you leave the world with nothing. Everything that you own right now, you own for a temporary amount of time." Sometimes we own things for a long time, sometimes a short time. But the truth is that everything that you own is just temporary. You are the temporary custodian of everything in your life. Finally, I share this comic at the end of every presentation that I give to a live audience because I feel like it's so relevant to life today. In this picture, you see an adult son with his father, and they are in front of an open storage unit that is packed full to the brim. And the father says to the son, "One day, son, all of this will be yours." We live in a world that is so full of stuff. We have never, ever had so much stuff in our homes and our lives in the history of humankind. The more stuff that we own, the less value each individual item has. We're passing along generations worth of stuff to future generations who are accumulating tremendous amounts. If you take anything away from this, I beg you to be realistic about how much stuff any one household can hold or any one person can deal with. Remember, let go with love and gratitude. I wish you so much success on this journey. If you have questions, reach out to me, leave a comment here, and make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel so that you are always notified when a new video comes out, which is every single day.